My name is Eve Laws and I am a registered dietitian, and I love to teach people that healthy eating doesn't have to be mission impossible. A healthy lifestyle doesn't have to be mission impossible. Here on Mission Nutrition, I teach people healthy tips, tricks, and of course recipes to get you started on a healthy journey right now. And we'll get you some lovely broccoli. So this is my lovely friend Kiersey, and Kiersey's actually a personal trainer, but she's working on some nutrition goals, because obviously fitness and nutrition go hand in hand. So what are some goals that you're working on right now?
So some of my own nutrition goals would be trying to eat enough fruits and vegetables. Just trying to incorporate as many servings into my diet, as well as just really making sure I eat enough calories during the day.
Yeah, those are great goals, especially when you're training, right? Because you want to fuel that exercise.
Sure. Yeah.
So today's mission is actually following the new Canada's Food Guide. So don't leave, because I know a lot of people are like, Canada's Food Guide, that's boring. We know about that. But there's actually the new Canada's Food Guide. It just came out. Now, did you follow the old Canada's Food Guide?
I did follow it a bit, especially for serving sizes, knowing how many fruits and vegetables to eat. Just that kind of stuff.
And have you seen the new Canada's Food Guide?
Yeah, I have. I like how it's half, fruits and vegetables, and then you have your, proteins as well.
Is there anything that you don't like about it, or you're not sure of?
It's just I'm a little bit unsure of, the serving sizes and how to, incorporate meat as well. I do eat meat, so I know that the new Canada's Food Guide is more, plant-based as well, so.
Yeah, I think, with the food guide, why they kind of switched is it wasn't as user-friendly before. People were confused by the serving sizes, but now people are kind of confused, like you said, the opposite. Are we getting enough food, right? The key thing with the Canada's Food Guide is half plate fruits and vegetables, which is going to be super good for your fitness goals.
Let's do some squats, girlfriend.
All right, nutrition and fitness.
All right.
Oh God, I need a watermelon.
So, as always, feet shoulder width apart. Shoulders back, brace our core.
Yep.
Weight up, and inhale, and exhale, and squat down.
Oh, yes.
And again.
Will I get the nutrition by holding the watermelon?
Oh yeah, totally. Do you feel it in your glutes?
I just want to eat the snacks. I don't want to do the
right? Just eat the fruit.
So healthy eating and exercise goes hand in hand. So why not just bring you to the grocery store, right? All right.
Anywhere, anytime.
All right, let's go, girl.
All right.
Yes. Yummy.
Feel the burn.
With that rutabaga burn.
Oh yeah. Well, I've never worked out in a grocery store before. We can cross that off our bucket list.
Yeah, no excuses, right? You can exercise anywhere.
Anywhere, anytime.
Awesome. Loading up your cart with lots of beautiful fruits and vegetables. It is focused more on plant-based protein, but you can choose other alternatives of protein. Like you can still have meat, fish, eggs. A lot of people think it's decreasing that. You can still have that, but we want to choose to, maybe meatless Mondays. And that's why we're going to be learning how to make those veggie burgers. We're going to be making a really delicious veggie burger with chickpeas and sweet potato. So we got to get some good herbs in it to revamp the dish, make it taste good. So we're going to get some nice cilantro. Some people love or hate it. I love cilantro though. So fresh. Okay, so we got our cilantro. We're also going to make a nice super salad with it because it's really important to get all the vitamins and minerals in. So we're gonna use red kale. And if you're not a fan of kale, red kale is actually a little bit sweeter. So it's gonna be so good. Perfect. That's like the main ingredients we need. Oh, except for the buns. Are you gonna try the veggie burgers?
I will for sure be trying those.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, provide you a little bit more education on the Canada's Food Guide. But I think, if you follow the plate method, and we're just gonna see how it goes, right? We're not totally 100% sold on it yet, but we're gonna try it out.
Yeah.
See if it improves our energy at all, or if it doesn't, right?
Yeah,
So,
I'm excited.
Oh, here it is. Finally, success. We got our buns. All right, Kiersey, so we had our workout.
Yep.
We've got our ingredients for our delicious meals, and also to follow, or try to follow the new Canada's Food Guide for a week and see how it goes. And we're also going to give you an amazing recipe for a plant-based burger to have your goal of having more plant-based proteins in your diet. Are you excited for your mission?
I am super excited. Thank you so much for, just teaching me more about fitness and nutrition, just ways of incorporating more plant-based foods into my diet, and giving me awesome recipes.
Awesome. We will check in a week and see how you do.
Awesome, thanks.
Let's go. So we are here with my lovely friend and colleague, Ellen. Ellen is actually a vitality coach, and she also is a culinary healing chef. So what I love working with Ellen is that she makes food that is so delicious, but it's also so good for you. And she's such an amazing person to work with. So I'm like, I have to have Ellen to teach us a healthy recipe. So what are we gonna do today?
So I picked a couple of recipes for today. I wanted to do a veggie burger because a lot of people are looking for great sources of alternate proteins, and veggie burgers are really comforting, and a lot of times when you eat a lot of vegetables you crave that sort of carbs and comfort. So we're doing a sweet potato and chickpea veggie burger with sort of some cilantro and lime, and then we're going to do a salad to go along with it. So quinoa, broccoli, all kinds of fresh fruits and vegetables, some fresh herbs and stuff as well too. So
awesome. This will be great for our theme because we're talking about Canada's Food Guide, and on the new Canada's Food Guide it's more about plant-based proteins and that kind of stuff. So this will be such an easy dish.
So we've done a couple things in advance. So we did cook some sweet potato here. So I just peeled the sweet potato and cut it into little cubes, and just roasted it in the oven until it's nice and soft. So for our veggie burgers, we're going to blend half of it and half of our chickpeas, and then the other half we're just going to kind of mash in the bowl and then combine them together with a few other things. One little thing, this recipe does require an egg. So if you don't use eggs, or you want an alternative that's even better for you, we have some chia seeds here in the bowl. So we're going to make a little chia egg, and we're going to get Eve to put just a little bit of water in there and let it sit for a few minutes. It'll gel up and become nice and thick. So that's going to act as our binder in our recipe. So I'll put half the chickpeas in here.
Do you want me to smash
Yep,
it?
you can try and mash them. You might find that a little bit easier.
Get my workout in. Yummy. Do you find a lot of your clients are looking for more like plant-based alternatives?
Plant-based alternatives, but more just really quick, healthy alternatives that they can do when they come home after a long, busy day at work and don't necessarily feel like chopping a bunch of vegetables. So one of the things I do when I work with my clients is I introduce them to recipes and something called food flow. So it kind of helps one meal lead into the next meal, so that there's always an idea in the fridge for your for the next meal coming up, just to help the process a little bit more.
I think this is good too because it's like pantry things that you would already have, like chickpeas, sweet potato, something that doesn't go bad fast.
They
So
last, exactly.
if you have this stuff in your pantry, then you're more likely to be successful. Yummy.
So we've got some nice green onions here. You just want to slice them fairly thinly, so you don't have big chunks of onion in there.
You're so fast with the knife.
It looks all cool, but secretly we always just hope that we don't accidentally chop our finger off in the middle of something important. So we've got some green onions in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of fresh cilantro as well too. Now if you didn't want to chop the cilantro, you could put it into the food processor, but I kind of like having some nice leaf-sized pieces of cilantro. I love cilantro.
Me too.
So for those of you that don't like cilantro, you can certainly just leave it out of this recipe.
It's actually a genetic thing. It tastes like soap, so don't feel bad. You can blame your parents, but I love cilantro. Like, to me, it tastes very fresh.
So we've got half of our roasted sweet potatoes in here. We've got our half of our chickpeas in there. We've got our chia seed egg and a little bit of fresh garlic in there right now as well too. So we just want to kind of smooth this out and then blend it with what Eve has mashed over there. And it doesn't have to be totally smooth, but as long as it's sort of enough to bind the rest of the recipe together. So we're just going to add these two together. The blending of it in the food processor just kind of helps it all bind together rather than having it a little chunkier, which sometimes can fall apart.
Could you do all of it in the food processor, or?
You could, but I also love a little bit of texture in there as well too. Sometimes I'll put some fresh corn kernels in there, or some peas or something as well too. So you can add other veggies and things to that. And we don't have any salt or pepper in there yet.
Yummy.
And just a little bit of Himalayan pink sea salt there. Okay, I think that looks pretty amazing.
Awesome.
So I just have a baking sheet with parchment paper on it here, and we're just going to form these into little patties.
So that's where we get our hands messy?
This is where we get our hands dirty, yep. So depending on the size of your bun, or sometimes you can make little ones as well too if you wanted to make sort of mini ones, but usually just like that.
Oh, this looks so good. That'd be so cheap in comparison to making an all beef burger or something like that, right?
Definitely, yeah. Sweet potatoes, especially when you get them in season, they, like Eve said, they do last for quite a while in the kitchen, so they're not the kind of thing that goes bad too quickly. And like making little snowballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, move this one over.
I love the colors too.
Probably get 2 more out of this.
Perfect.
Just a little olive oil over the top. But yeah, the color of these is beautiful. Okay, and then into the oven they go. All right, so for the dressing for our salad that we're going to be making next, we've got a little bit of carrot and some goji berries. So Eve, of course, can talk all about the nutritional value of goji berries, but I love them in cooking because they act a little bit like raisins. They're a little more dry and hard, so I find sometimes they're great in a salad where the dressing will help them soften a little bit. Whereas in this case here, we're going to cook them with a little bit of carrot and then puree it in with the rest of our dressing just for some added nutritional benefit.
Yeah, and with goji berries too, they have a really high antioxidant ratio. They're one of the highest, so obviously we want a lot of antioxidants. There's not too many large studies about goji berries, but some of them show that it does help increase your energy, your gut health, and also can lower cholesterol. So it is definitely a good thing to, try to add to your diet. It's not something you would do normally, but it's something different to try out. I love goji berries for that. I've never had it in a dressing though, so I'm very excited to try.
Well, and from a chef's perspective, the color of them is quite intriguing because they make the dressing along with the carrot the most beautiful sort of orangey, burnt orange color. So we're going to save some of them for our salad, and we'll just put some of them in here with our carrot.
I think with salad, sometimes we get bored of salad, right? So when you try something new and a new dressing, it makes you excited to have salad again. If you're looking to revamp your diet, is to actually add more fruits and vegetables. If you want to know one place to start, that's a great place to start. So I think this super salad is such a great idea to use up a lot of stuff that you have in your fridge, but also get tons of nutrients. So what we'll be adding to our salad today?
So a lot of this was just kind of stuff that I had in the refrigerator already. I had some grapes left over the weekend. I just bought some for my son to eat, and so there's just we had a few left over, so we chopped those up. Of course, you buy a head of broccoli, and maybe you have it for a dinner or something, and you have a little piece left over in your fridge. So we just kind of shaved it fairly thinly. So we're going to mix our salad up in this bowl here. So we've got, we can just start dumping stuff in. So we've got some quinoa here. This is just red quinoa. So we just cooked it for a few minutes on the stove. And let's put a spoon.
Yeah, and with the Canada's Food Guide, it's recommended that a quarter of your plate is a healthy carbohydrate. So quinoa is such a great one that you can add to your salad to make it a balanced meal. Because I don't know about you, but if I just have a salad, I'm quite hungry within half an hour.
Yeah.
But if I add quinoa or a healthy grain, then that really satisfies.
Something a little more substantial.
Yeah,
Plus it adds a lot
exactly.
to the salad, a lot of entertainment to the salad as well too, because you can get tired of chewing lettuce or spinach.
Yeah.
You know, or if you have different vegetables and nuts or things like that, your mouth gets excited by it. Right? So.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll put our grapes in.
And my new favorite thing is grapes and salad. If you've never tried it, it's so good.
So we have our goji berries here. And again, they'll absorb a little bit of liquid from the quinoa there as well too to help them soften up a bit. So I love these carrot shreds. They come already shredded like this, so they're fantastic just for throwing into salads and things, because again, it's just one less thing you have to chop if you want to make a salad. So the more things you can have sort of already to go in your refrigerator, the easier it makes it.
Yeah, there's no shame in pre-chopped vegetables.
Absolutely not. We got lots of broccoli here. Throw our butternut squash in there.
Yummy.
So we've got some fantastic colors in here as well too.
Yeah, we just used the frozen, and then we just roasted in the oven.
And I love the frozen butternut squash because I never ate so much squash before they came out with those, and I love squash. And being a chef, of course, I don't mind chopping and peeling and things like that, but when you can grab a bag of frozen out of the freezer, and I roast it in the oven, toss it in salads and soups and stews and omelets, so there's 100 places you can use it now.
And it's so much. I almost died trying to cut a squash once. Like, it is hard. So this
You need,
is
like,
so
the
much
big cleaver.
easier. Yeah, exactly. This is easy.
So you've just put in some dried cranberries there. If you're watching your sugar content, you can leave those out, of course. But again, they're those little joys that your mouth comes across when you're eating. We've got some sunflower seeds here as well. So we'll just put all of those in there. And we've got some pumpkin seeds. So we're really loading this up with all kinds of goodness.
And again, we can use what you have in your fridge. Like if you have walnuts at home, you can do walnuts, right? But you want to try to balance a carb, a healthy protein, and then tons of vegetables.
So we have a little bit of feta cheese, and again, if you're non-dairy, you could leave the feta cheese out, but we love feta cheese, so we're going to put some in. So I might get Eve to crumble this a little bit into there, and I'm just going to chop a few pistachios. Again, pistachios or walnuts would be my choice, but almonds would be fantastic in here as well too. And I find nuts are a fantastic thing to have around your home as well too, because again, they're a dry product. They last for quite a while in your cupboard. And they're a great little snack. If I'm running out the door, a lot of times I'll just grab a handful of nuts or something to take with me in the car. Because I just love the color of pistachios.
And I feel like a lot of these ingredients are hearty ingredients. So you could kind of meal prep this and just maybe leave the nuts and the dressing out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've got a good couple of days worth of salad there as well too. We've got some gorgeous purple kale here as well. So we're just going to tear a few leaves into this. Some people are afraid to use kale because they find it a little bit hard, or they think it's almost too healthy. A kale salad can be a little overwhelming sometimes. Although there's nothing wrong with having kale in your teeth, because chefs love it when people wear their food as well.
Yes.
But we're just going to tear up some kale into little tiny pieces, and this way you can kind of, these leaves are fairly soft, but you can kind of massage it a little bit with your fingertips, because, you know, just like people and pets, kale and vegetables love massages as well. So we'll just put some in there.
The purple kale actually, it is actually sweeter.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and it's delicious, and actually has a little bit more nutrients. Not that much more, but the darker color, you're going to get different antioxidants on the green. And I find a lot of people's diets, they don't get quite enough purple, so.
But I love purple.
Yeah.
So.
Can we tell? This girl loves purple, so we add it to our food too.
And blue.
Yeah.
And green.
Like, you really do want your plate to be like a rainbow of different colors, because each color does have a phytonutrient, so, you know, always eat the rainbow. And Skittles sometimes as a treat.
So there's our carrots and our goji berries. They're all nice and soft now. So most of our liquid did kind of cook away while we were, so that's okay. I'm just going to pour them into our little food processor. I get a lot of use out of this little mini food processor. So I'm just making our dressing here now. So we'll just mix this all up in a little mini food processor because it makes it nice and easy. So we're just doing some zest from some orange here, just to add a little bit of brightness of flavor to it as well too. And then we're just going to use the same orange and get all of the juice out of it. We're using the PC Honey Dijon mustard here. And these are two of my absolute favorite products. I've got the Trebbiano vinegar. I use this all the time for salad dressings. It's quite a mild vinegar. Some of that in there. And then we have some pistachio oil as well too, which is one of my new favorite ingredients. So we'll just blend it up and then we will check for flavor balancing. So usually a little bit of sugar or a little bit of salt or something.
With this mission that we're on, it's really about half your plate vegetables, right? So vegetables doesn't have to be the steamed veggies that are way overcooked.
Or just broccoli or potatoes or something.
We're definitely going to be full after this. It's going to be good.
But the thing is, we won't be full to where we have to have a nap. We'll be full of lots of good energy from
Exactly.
this. So we've got some beautiful avocado here that we're just going to put on top of our burger as well. We've got our avocado here for our burgers. And avocado just adds so much creaminess to the burger as well too. Made some little cilantro aioli to go on top of our burgers as well. And we can even put some microgreens on top of our burgers too. Or if you had baby spinach, that would be fantastic as well. But we might as well use these beautiful microgreens. And voila!
That looks amazing. You know you're going to get the nutrients you need with this. All right, well, shall we have a little cheers?
Cheers! Cheers!
All right, I'm very excited to try this. It's like summertime in your mouth. It's so fresh. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
We're gonna go and clean up the whole yard after we eat this meal for.
All right, I'm very excited to try this veggie burger. Got to put on the aioli. Sauces are my life, so good. I love how like it has similar texture to meat. But
Should be very hearty and comforting.
actually has more flavor and it's kind of sweet, and I'm so excited to eat this.
And I had broccoli in my teeth.
Well, thank you so much, Ellen. I love cooking with you.
Well, it was so fun. Thank you so much for having me on, and I was totally honored to be asked to do this. So thanks.
Okay, Kiersey, are you up for the mission of following Canada's Food Guide for a week? Definitely, if anyone wants to try the mission, this is a great recipe to start. We'll check on you in a week.
Hi, my name is Kiersey Little and I'm a certified personal trainer. This week on Mission Nutrition, my mission was to follow the new Canada's Food Guide for one whole week. With that in mind, this morning for breakfast, I decided to have a half a plate of fruits as well as protein sources and whole grains. So, the whole grains would be my toast, the protein would be the egg and peanut butter, and of course the fruits would be the banana, the orange, and the apples. Looks great! So, with water as my drink of choice, as the Canada's Food Guide does recommend, I find that it really helps aid in digestion as well as really just flush out the toxins all day. So I found the new Canada's Food Guide to be very visually helpful for reminding me to consume a half a plate or more of fruits and vegetables, kind of with every meal. I also found it helpful for more food inspiration, such as sweet potatoes, beans, tofu for different protein sources. I also found the new Canada's Food Guide to be really helpful for vegan choices, vegetarian options, just incorporating new foods into my diet that maybe I wouldn't normally eat, but I found it really helpful to see that on the Canada's Food Guide. The only thing I really found difficult with the Canada's Food Guide is really just determining what is considered an appropriate serving size, if I'm having too much or too little of a specific food item. So, for example, I guess what would be considered a serving size for fruits? Is this too much or is it too little? Really, that was all my major concerns with the new Canada's Food Guide. I really did find it quite helpful with creating all of my meals, and I really enjoyed really following this for the whole week. And I really hope this video is helpful to anyone else who's trying to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into their meal and really just trying to follow the new Canada's Food Guide. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Bye!